Welcome in here for a big night of action. Senior night for the girls basketball team here at the Metuchen High School. Ike Bush, Jared Popek, and Luke Krumholtz with a little bit of Jacob Krumholtz in the breaks as Metuchen gets going and wins the tip but can't get the basket with a travel by Ella Polakowski underneath the net. Should be a fun one tonight as Metuchen playing Jared in their senior night.
Yeah, of course. This is really just to honor these three seniors here. Sam Pfeiffer, Ella Polakowski, both playing very key roles in this team. Liana Rodriguez, of course. Everyone being a vital part to this team, and this is just to celebrate them here.
Should be a fun one tonight. A quick steal by Metuchen. That's Caitlin Connors, the junior, who goes on a fast break, goes inside to Sam Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer's fouled. That's going to be the first foul of the game. First foul by New Brunswick, and the Zebras off to a slow start, Luke, this season. Only 2 wins for them. We'll see if they're able to edge one out against Metuchen as Metuchen's home tonight.
Yeah, this should certainly be a good game for the Bulldogs. They're looking to keep their strong play going. It's been a really strong season, and as you were saying, it's a great night to highlight these seniors.
Yeah, great night indeed. There was a foul again, second one by New Brunswick. If you're just joining us here for missing the early action, by the way, Vicky Zanecki will be sent to the line to add on a point to her already bucket. But, you know, it's senior night. Should be a fun one. Metuchen's hosting New Brunswick, who's a struggling team this season, and you see Zanecki get the extra point to go. It's a 3-point play for the Bulldogs, but definitely should be some fun action tonight in the game between Metuchen and New Brunswick. Metuchen on the come-up this season, 3rd place in the GMC, Jared. Tied for second with South River, so not quite, Spotswood's level, but tied with South River for second. That's quite an achievement.
Yeah, it's definitely an achievement, and Spotswood being right there with them. Metuchen split their series with Spotswood this year, or South River, sorry.
Vicky Zanecki on a fast break, able to get it in. Her shoe came off, but she puts it back on and goes back to backcourt. She has all 5 Metuchen points thus far as they're up to an early lead. Senior night, so Liana Rodriguez not usually in the starting lineup, but is today. And you see her out there guarding on defense. So she's been quite, she can shoot the ball is the point I'm trying to make, Jared. She knows how to shoot. She's had 5 3-pointers, and as a bench player, that's a lot of numbers. There's Sam Pfeiffer tosses one up, and she can't get that to go. It's ripped down by New Brunswick. But the point is, Jared, she can shoot the ball, and she's also a good defender. So Liana out there in the starting lineup tonight, the first time she's gotten to start this season and in her varsity career.
And, everyone on this team, like we have always said, plays a very key role into a lot of these victories that they've been piling up, 13-6 and 9-3 in the GMC Blues. So they've had a lot of experience winning so far this year, and everyone's really a part of that, Liana Rodriguez included. She's been a great shooter, like you said, great defender, and this night's to honor her. So let's see how we can do.
We'll see how it goes. Bulldogs up to an early lead. It's 5-2 at this point. 5 timeouts each and 2 fouls for New Brunswick early on in this one. So keep an eye on that. Bonus becomes, I think, Luke, a factor more in girls' games. I think we've seen at least a little bit recently. There's a lot of fouls being committed, especially early in the game when teams are still trying to find their rhythm defensively. As there's a shot mid-range jumper that falls for Sania, and the first points. Or actually the second basket for New Brunswick cuts the lead to 1, but that lead's re-extended by Caitlin Connors, who hits her mid-range jumper herself, and it's 7-4. Her first points of the night, good jump and shot by Caitlin Connors, and Metuchen's up to a 3-point lead. In the corner, they toss it back inside to Johnson. Johnson with it. She controls the ball and really her team. She's been the highest scorer on her team this season, at least with the stats that we have, and it's going to be going the other way. And a quick timeout by Metuchen as they had the ball and called a timeout there. Actually, they're going to call it. It's going to be the first timeout used by New Brunswick. Excuse me. Didn't quite see the motion there by the ref. It is actually National Ref Appreciation Week, as they noted earlier in the game. So thank you to the refs, obviously doing a great service. And they get to watch some of these fun games here on a chilly Monday night here in January. Bounce pass inside to Kendi Johnson. We apologize for not having the best stats when it comes to New Brunswick, as a quick steal for Sam Pfeiffer sets up an opportunity for Rodriguez underneath as she's unguarded but doesn't get the ball. Pfeiffer might have gone up and down there, but she didn't, again, get the call. Here's Liana Rodriguez, bounce pass to Polakowski. Pfeiffer for 3. Her toes were on the line, so that would be a 2. And it gets pulled down by New Brunswick. And a quick break now for Johnson. She goes up and misses the layup. Foul on the play defensively on Pfeiffer. And 2 shots to the line. So, again, we apologize for not having the most up-to-date stats when it comes to New Brunswick. The Zebras do not update their stats online.
Yeah, and we get our stats mostly from NJ.com. Of course, Metuchen stats are in-house, so that's easy for us. But a team like New Brunswick, they don't keep their books necessarily. So the names, grades, numbers, positions are not online. And we don't really know what their point denotations are in each of these games. Right. So it's hard to necessarily reference a lot of their players.
Right, but we do know that Johnson, I think she has the most experience on this team. So you could assume with the stats, again, we're trying to pick pieces together here, but she's probably one of the more well-versed in varsity action players. Here's Pfeiffer, who had a tough game last time we called outside the arc, and this time she makes the 3, so it's 10-4. Pfeiffer, Jared, a captain, a leader on this team, really important to this Bulldogs' success.
And she really has been the biggest playmaker. We were talking to her earlier, and she said, I don't really care as much about the points. She loves to facilitate the ball, and she loves to get it in the hands of her best players. Of course, we talk about Vicky Zanecki all the time, how Sam Pfeiffer can feed her right where Vicky Zanecki gets all of her points, and she'll get steals just like that.
And that's exactly right. The Bulldogs looking to make a big sub. You look on the bench, that looks like Josie Gray, maybe Lucy Pilata. It's a little blurry over there.
I think that's Charlotte Murphy there, too.
Is that Charlotte Murphy? Yeah, the 3 of them check in. Out come.
And Ava Barish as well, so that's 4 now.
They did 4. And who stayed in? That's Liana. Okay, I understand. So maybe they're just doing, maybe they're trying to get, Liana her time here in senior night, which is obviously a great time to do it. And she has been good. She almost made that first 3-pointer she took before. There's a shot. It gets off the backboard, pulled down, rebounded by New Brunswick, and then there's going to be a foul on Metuchen's defense.
And like you were saying, I think Liana Rodriguez has earned her time. She's definitely earned her keep here, and I'd love to see her have a great game here. She's been great all year, and she's been very underappreciated when she's been in.
3-pointer, overshot. On the chance, Leilani Taylor was the one that got the rebound. Burdette with it. Now cycling over is Johnson. Johnson goes back out to Burdette. Burdette with a bouncer, and she walked with the ball. The fans expressing exactly what happened for Metuchen. Pretty solid student section today. Actually mostly made up of girls, Luke. That's actually obviously a good thing, the girls supporting the girls tonight here on their senior night.
Yeah, certainly. Just to have players from other sports teams there, to especially on a senior night, here to support one another in the same way we've seen in other sports.
Yeah.
Just other members of other teams come out to support on nights like these.
It's a great thing to see here in Metuchen. The community obviously so important. So it's such a great part of the town. There was, I believe, a foul. There was a foul there on the call on New Brunswick.
And while we are talking girls basketball, we are also talking senior night. So I would say it is also important to note, as this sport is not necessarily played at the high school, so it's not as notable. But hockey senior night is also this Friday, and that will, again, be at the club at Woodbridge. I just wanted to mention if any of you guys wanted to go support.
Who are they playing that game? I know they were talking about it in school today.
I could look that up for you.
Thank you. I really appreciate that, just to help promote it. If you're maybe watching from the town opposite Metuchen, maybe you can come check that one out too. Should be a good one as Metuchen honors their seniors. Guys like, I don't want to miss anyone. I hate when I do this, but Chris Cacavano, he's a captain on the team, and then Joe Fenton, who's had a phenomenal year and one of the best players even in the state actually. And then who else? There's a whole bunch of other names for Metuchen. They walked with it. That was Liana Rodriguez, who took one too many steps across that logo, and on an offensive break, Metuchen comes up shorthanded, and now New Brunswick has a chance with the ball. 10-4, New Brunswick hanging in there. Last time they met, it was 48-10. Metuchen won by 38 points, so maybe more of the same tonight if they're able to look more like what they've been doing tonight. And obviously up by 6. Ball goes out of bounds, tossed out by New Brunswick. Last hit off of Johnson, and should be inbounded by the Bulldogs at the baseline.
And not that this would necessarily help you very much, but I just found out Nottingham is who they're playing.
Where's that? Nottingham.
Couldn't tell you.
Sounds like a soccer club, football club, excuse me, from the Premier League. I don't know. I don't follow that. Here's a three-pointer. No good. Ripped down, and a couple arms on it. That's Charlotte Murphy that was in there in the mix with Pilata, and Barris loses the ball. Quick steal. Irony a little bit in here. Only one senior out there in the senior night round 2. As the starters were all seniors, and now there's just one of them, and a bunch of them, even more ironically, are underclassmen, a freshman and 2 sophomores. Actually, a freshman, a sophomore, a junior, a senior, actually, and another junior. So a lot younger out there for the Bulldogs.
And I made sure before I just blurted that out, but you said it sounded like a Premier team. It is a Premier League team. Nottingham Forest is a Premier League team. So
I don't even watch the Premier League. That just sounds like, oh, Nottingham, like ridiculous like names they have, but that's
Very
crazy.
British.
That's really impressive. Maybe I subconsciously knew that.
Yeah, maybe.
I probably did.
I think our rules analyst Jacob Krumholtz could fill in a little bit more with that.
Yeah, Jacob, can you fill us in? Do you think I really predicted Nottingham subconsciously?
I think so, definitely. It sounds very British from the get-go, as Luke said there a second ago. Like Nottingham, What do you think when you think Nottingham? You think Great Britain,
Yeah.
and what's the great pastime of Great Britain? It's obviously not as beautiful a sport as our pastime in baseball, or even like our second pastime in football, or our third pastime in basketball. It's just not as good a sport. And I mean, you can debate me as much as you want. You can drop a comment, but it's just not. And when you think Great Britain, you think of losers. And you think they lost the Revolutionary War, and you think soccer, right? And that's just another point to add on there. So I think to think Premier League soccer, and to think just B-rate sports leagues, I think that's a very fair assumption.
All right, thank you, rules analyst Jacob Krumholtz, for
Always
analyzing the rules. Always ready on the go.
Yep.
Really
Excellent analysis.
Really appreciate that excellent analysis there, Tony. Jacob goes by Tony sometimes. We appreciate if you're staying on even through that ridiculous ramble session that Jacob went on there. But Metuchen is playing really good, Jared. It's 10-5, 26 seconds left in the first quarter. They're out to a nice start.
They are out to a nice start, and so far their defense has been pretty good. They've done very well in transition. We've seen them get a couple steals so far, march right down the court, and they're able to turn this into points, which is really good for them so far. And subbing out their seniors a little bit early, but of course, this is a game where you're heavily favored in, so you're going to be...
Oh! 12-5. The layup goes in, and that'll take us to the end of the first quarter. Yes, it will. Metuchen up 12-5. We'll kick over to Jacob Krumholtz with the Jake down.
How's it going, everybody? Good night or good evening. I'm Jacob Krumholtz, and tonight we'll have another Jake down at the half. We'll recap some of the first half action, and we'll be able to talk a little bit more. You've heard some of my commentary already on some Premier League soccer in the booth a little bit, but we'll talk some more American football, the real football. And then we'll just break down some of the first half action in this great girls senior night. Really exciting game tonight, and really great play all year. Great play by these seniors. Just really, what a congratulations to them. What an amazing impact they've had on the program. So with that being said, make sure to tune in at halftime, third quarter, fourth quarter, for some further Jake down content, and I'll send it back to Ike in the booth.
Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, we will definitely be there at half. I'll be there in the booth with you. So it should be a good time. We'll be analyzing some stuff from the first half, looking again into the future for some other games for Metuchen, and also for the rest of this one, see how we think it will play out the rest of the game, and also going over some other stuff like NFL football, which should be a good hot topic. With Jacob Krumholtz having some bold opinions in that manner. So Metuchen out there with a different crew. Ella Polakowski checked into the game. They still have Vicky Zanecki also checked in, but Pfeiffer. So all the seniors are out there but Liana Rodriguez. So interesting strategy here by Miss Glutz. And Coach Glutz has been a great coach for Metuchen, great role model and leader for this team and taking them to the heights that they've gone. Dribbling down towards the baseline, Connors goes inside of Zanecki, who's just had a monstrous type season. And now Pfeiffer comes into the paint. She floats one up, can't get it to go. And now Zanecki again pulls it down. And again, Metuchen runs a cycle. And they're able to do that when you have a rebounder like Zanecki who gets another one. This time, she looked like she was fouled, and that's the call.
We've been talking so much about how she's been able to get the foul and also get the rebound. They've done this so many times where if you miss a shot, Vicky Zanecki's right there for the rebound. She'll either put it up herself or they'll go right in that spin cycle. 262 points in her sophomore season already, and this season is far from over. They already have 4 games left, including GMC and States play, which they're both bound for at this point. So, great season for her.
There's a three-pointer, and it's no good. Luke, what have you seen from this Metuchen team that's really giving them this ability to score so many points early on?
I mean, it seems like they're almost always holding the ball. They have possession most of the time, and I'd like to just take a moment to highlight their passing, which is it's always one of the highlights of their game.
Right.
Their ability to pass it around, put it in new hands, take a shot, and then be able to rebound it from there and go through the cycle again. It's just always staying on top of it and holding possession for as long as they can.
Yeah, I mean, that's such an important thing, and we talked about it. I think it was the game, for the Metuchen boys that was on Friday, their senior night. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. But we were talking about, passing is such an important thing in this game. We were talking about. I was alone that game because Jared was sick. But it's such an important game, right? It's passing is such an important game inside of the big game, which is obviously the basketball game. But you need to set up yourself some chances, Jared, right? And passing does just that for you. And that's what Metuchen has done so well this season, and it reflects in their record and standings.
Of course, and they've passed so well. We've talked about so many of these plays that we've seen all season where they've literally cycled it around all 5 of them 2-3 times and been able to put it up and put it in. I was also talking about it earlier where they can just put it up, get the rebound immediately, and put it right back up for points. They capitalize on almost every possession because of this good passing. That's where it really starts.
So Connors goes downstairs to Pfeiffer, Pfeiffer goes back to Connors. Connors upstairs now. A layup chance. Zanecki can't get it over a defender. Pulled down, or at least we thought it would be. It goes out of bounds by Kayla Santana. And now Metuchen will hold on to the ball at the baseline as it was last touched by Santana, who was in there with the effort for the rebound. This season doesn't mean much, but Santana is tied for 3rd on the team in rebounds, but again, that doesn't mean much considering we only have about 1 game's worth of stats that were posted online. But with her height, it's obviously an important part of her game, you would assume. Ball rolls over to Caitlin Connors, and Connors goes with a pass to Pfeiffer. Now into the corner, dribbling in. Here's Josie Gray looking for her first points, and she's got them. Luke, what a play that was.
That certainly was, and there was a lot of coverage on that for all of the players, and for Josie Gray to find an opening like that and capitalize on that, very, very great play.
Gray over a defender charging in, and she made a great play. There's going to be a jump ball on that go there between Caitlin Connors and a defender. That's Kendi Johnson. And the direction arrow pointed in favor of the Zebras. What's that joke about the zebra? A zebra? I feel like there's some sort of... Jared, you used to say it, I think, when we were in preschool. You were really into the zebra joke. I'm completely forgetting.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You were a zebra knock joke guy. I remember that. Or maybe it wasn't you. It was probably you, though.
I feel like we joked about this when the boys played New Brunswick last year.
Did they play
I forget
New Brunswick?
what it was.
There's a shot that was rebounded. I'm pretty sure it goes out of bounds. I think that's Metuchen's ball, by the way. Yeah, it will not be. I had a 50-50 chance, and I was unsuccessful there. But I'm pretty sure you were the zebra joke guy.
All right, well, I'll think of it.
Yeah, we'll think of it. We'll look into that and get back to you. Maybe on the Jake down. Maybe we need our rules analyst to kind of tell us, as there's a timeout. Rules analyst, talk to us about this game, just in general, not the zebra joke. Talk to us about this game and how you think Metuchen's done.
Metuchen's done a great job. They've done exactly what they've had to do. You know, coming into any matchup like this, and we've been able to cover a few of these games where Metuchen, it's kind of almost a mismatch. I don't want to say that, because this, New Brunswick really does. They give it their all. They're a great program, but Metuchen has looked great all year. They came out really strong.
I agree. They've come out really strong. So that's some good points there by Jared. By Jacob.
Or Tony, as we sometimes call him.
We're having some tech problems here in the booth. But I think everything's all figured out here. I just had to switch something. Now inbounding is Leilani Taylor. She looks at her options and goes with a nice pass, actually. I didn't even see that option. Inside to Burdett. And flipped around for Johnson. She goes back to her right hand. She definitely traveled. Yep, that's the call. Travel on Johnson. And the great program's going to go back on defense as Metuchen will inbound.
There have been a lot of travels in this game, it seems.
Really on New Brunswick's end, though.
I say we can get Tony back on for his commentary on these on the fouls early on in this game.
Yeah, there's definitely, we kind of see this a lot. That bonus becomes a huge factor. A lot of fouls early on, just a little, a little sloppy coming out the gate. That'll tighten up, and you'll see that here. You'll see that here in the second half for sure, and definitely here at the end of the first half. It kind of just happens, It's just basketball, playing the game.
Some sloppy parts of basketball, I agree. Here comes Zanecki. She gets the points. By the way, rules analyst Tony, talk to us about, and we haven't talked about this enough, 5 points, or over a quarter and a half in, or almost a quarter and a half in, and Metuchen's allowed 5 points defensively.
Yeah, no, that's just an excellent Metuchen defense. Metuchen all season, great on the defensive end, and, they just see Coach Glutz, excellent coach. She really works hard on that aspect. She really preps this team. Every matchup we see, they look great on that end of the ball. And, it's important in a game like this. As I was trying to touch on a little earlier, we had a little tech problem in the booth. But, just keep the foot on the gas. And one way that allows you to keep going down there and scoring is great defense, as they see another steal there for Metuchen.
Yeah, a lot of it. And a lot of the root comes from Vicky Zanecki, who's always, it seems, in the middle of it. And there's Josie Gray with a basket of her own. She has her 4th points of the night. She's looked really good early on, and so have the Bulldogs. Now up by 14. For just joining us, it's senior night here. Bulldogs up by a good amount, double digits. It's 14. It was once just a couple, and they've really accelerated here in the second quarter, allowing 0 second quarter points, which is just about as hard as it gets in a league like this. Competitive teams all around. And it seems like they've been doing this a couple times this season, which is really impressive for them. Now cruising in, a shot, which I think was fouled. Yep, it will be. Burdett will be sent to the line for 2 shots. Foul on Metuchen. It's their second team foul. First foul for Sam Pfeiffer.
And I hate to say that one hit the congrats balloons here.
Oh, no. They didn't pop, though.
No, they didn't. I mean, they've done a great job decorating. I was walking in the gym earlier. The whole gym is adorned in all these decorations. They've done a great job.
Oh, can we get a slow-mo, a playback of the congrats balloons getting hit?
You want to see it?
I didn't see that. None of them popped or anything.
No.
All right, let's kick it over.
Yeah, you could kick it over.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Right in the A and the T.
Right at the at. And there goes the second shot. So both shots at the line. They've hit all 3 shots from the line so far today.
Some thrilling
Brunswick,
stuff. The A and the T.
hit the A and the T. Here comes Pfeiffer. By the way, correction, thanks to our crew. That was actually Caitlin Connors that committed the foul. That was not Sam Pfeiffer, so correction if you're watching at home. Sam Pfeiffer is safe. She's not fouled a single person yet. And did she just foul? Was that a charge?
No.
Okay,
No.
I was ready for the commentator's curse. That hasn't hit me yet, by the way.
It's hit me a couple
It's
times.
hit the Jake Down crew actually
Yeah.
more often than it's hit
Has it?
this. Yeah.
What was the
We had a
when did
few-
that happen?
We had a few stat lines. The girls team,
Oh,
came out
yeah.
so strong in this 2024 campaign. At the start of the new year, after the holiday tournament, they started 8-0, and we aired a graphic about that dominant run, and that game
I remember that.
was their first loss in 2024.
Maybe you guys shouldn't be doing that.
Oh no, those graphics are eliminated. And I would like to apologize to every single Metuchen fan in listening right now. We'll take full responsibility for that here at the Jake Down. I like to pride myself and think of myself as a man who doesn't want to do that, and I really do. I just want to apologize.
All right. Apology accepted on our end.
Always an excellent analysis, Tony.
Here come the Zebras. Yeah, I pride of myself and think of myself as a man of honor. As you see Josie Gray come inside the paint, and now here comes Sam Pfeiffer. Bulldogs now moving towards the paint. Other side, a good pass, great find by Caitlin Connors. Shot doesn't go. And Gray charges into the line. I thought that was a foul. I'm not sure they missed that foul. And can't miss the they missed the shot? Wow. But Toilet bowled out a couple times. Bounced unlucky for her. Josie Gray unsuccessful a couple times. A little bit of unluck on her end. Let the Metuchen Bulldogs plow along as they're still up by 12 with a minute 44. Remember, join us at halftime for the Jake Down.
The legendary Jake Down. Aren't you going on it today?
I will be there. So about 15 seconds, whenever the last whistle we think it is the good time to go. 30 seconds maybe left in the half.
I'm call you out. Yep.
I'm gonna go and get set up, get my mic on, for the Jake Down and get prepared, to get on air with Jacob Krumholtz. Should be a fun time. Also known as the rules analyst. And here's a quick steal. New Brunswick on the move. Number 5, Leilani Taylor with it. She hasn't had points today. Well, flying into the bench. Heads up.
Why'd you say heads up like that?
Because she went into the bench, and Metuchen will take it across the line. Here comes Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer looks at her options. A minute left. Bounce pass over to Grace Van Leeuwen, who floats one back over to Connors. Connors now to the corner. 3-point. Oh, not 3-point. That was Rodriguez, who's now missed her second shot from outside. Here's a deep chance for Connors, and she's got it. 3-pointer. Nailed it. And Caitlin Connors, who has had an excellent season, keeps it going with a 3-pointer to make the lead 15. Now coming in, New Brunswick with it. It'll be a whistle, and Jared will be taking us the rest of the half. Jared will be taking you guys the rest of the way. I don't know if I'll be putting on this headset. That's a reference. I don't know if you've seen.
All through the night.
All right, I'll see you on the Jake Down, everybody. Jared, take us the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's a good time for you to, I guess, get going there. Jacob and Ike getting set for the Jake Down in the other room. We'll get you there in a second. Liana Rodriguez putting up that shot. Now just me and Luke in the control room here. How are you, Luke?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. Last 18-17 in change here in this half. New Brunswick with the ball, circling it around, and Metuchen's done very well with their defense today, only allowing 7 points in this first half.
Yes, indeed. Just great to see them lock down a great program like this. We're looking forward to this second half.
Yeah, and that was a great first half indeed for the Bulldogs. 22-7 is your halftime score, and now we will send it over to the Jake Down.
We're on. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jacob Krumholtz, and I'm joined by Ike Bush again here for the halftime edition of the Jake Down. Ike, great to have you.
Great to be on. I'm not having you, but are the mics on?
I think they should be on.
Okay.
We'll get word from our crew here in a second. If you can't hear anything, you'll be just seeing us for a second here, and we'll get someone popping in from the tech crew. But with that being said,
As your crew, I'd like to tell you guys that you're good.
Okay,
Oh,
we're
great.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you, crew.
thank you. So, tonight we're also joined by Rufus the dog, and Barney the big,
Barney, not
Clifford the big red dog.
Yeah, but he's not big.
But he's not very big. But so just a little shout out to the media club for kind of funding this great space here. We just want to shout that out a little bit before on this great senior night. And talking about senior night, what a great senior night.
What a great senior night. It was
That was
awesome.
really smooth. I apologize.
And really the start has been really good, right? From Metuchen, from the get-go. It was go. It was go
Exactly.
automatically. They had the ball. Even they won the tip. They had an opening layup chance. They didn't get it, but it just shows they were ready to go from the get-go with their senior night roster.
Exactly, and it's important to you always want to just get it out there. We've seen this Metuchen team kind of struggle sometimes
Right.
to find their footing, get going from the get-go, and they had it, and that's such a great thing to see in this Metuchen squad. That's immensely talented, and we see it all through the board, especially these seniors. And let's just shout out these seniors. We have 3 seniors on this roster.
Yeah.
Ella Polikowski, Liana Rodriguez, and Sam Pfeiffer. What an amazing core, Ike.
Yeah, and all of them have made an impact tonight. So on their senior night, making that impact is really impressive. Sam Pfeiffer came in, hit a 3-pointer.
Exactly.
We talked about it. She had a little bit of struggles, and when we say struggles, we mean minor struggles outside of the 3-point line. Last time, at least, that I was able to call a girls' game, and she was able to fix it. Tonight, she's in. She hit. She's maybe taken 3 shots, made one of them. Really good stuff from Pfeiffer. Polikowski always a big impact, and Liana Rodriguez, a little bit of a shock because we haven't seen her play too much, but she's looked really nice.
Exactly, and it's great to see her starting. Obviously senior night, but she's such a great aspect of the team. Obviously an important core as a senior on this roster, and a very young roster, right, Ike?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the team is really constructed of a young core and really based around Vicky Zanek, who's just a sophomore, and then they also have a couple other players in, Lucy Pallotta, and Caitlin Connors is a junior, but she'll be a senior next year, obviously, if you do the math, and she'll help lead the team. She's already a captain, and the younger team, and it should be really awesome to watch them next season.
Exactly. So, actually, Ike, if you can just flip on over, we'll talk about this last matchup. They played New Brunswick. It might be a little hard to see on your end, but very similar to what we're seeing tonight, right?
Yeah, so this hot start, right? The 15-4, something along those lines. Metuchen only allowed 5 points. I mean, that's they scored less. They scored fewer. It was 12-5. But the first quarter, a lot of the same. Look at that second quarter, 11-0. Metuchen allowed a couple more.
Two more.
Okay, two
I
more.
think
So
two more.
Two more in the second quarter. But again, the flow of the game coming out to that hot start, and if anything's more of the same, they'll come out to a hot start in the third quarter as well, and then maybe cool down when they start to put in the bench in the fourth. But,
Exactly.
Yeah, and then allowing 0 points. Look at that, second and fourth.
That was really, that's an impressive performance in 2024. And as we talked about a little bit earlier, I apologize for that commentator's curse, but that was in their really hot streak. It's kind of cooled off a little bit from then.
Yeah.
But this is a really great team. I'd love to see a win here tonight and just keep that going again and get right back on track.
Yeah, listen, we understand if you're watching at home and you're saying, well, no, New Brunswick on paper isn't that good, right? They have 2 wins. What is this win? Well, the rule number 1 with basketball, and I think in any sport really, is you win against the quote-unquote bad teams, the teams that aren't as good as you, right? You beat up on the not as good teams. You try to compete with the teams that are better than you, even if you can't pull those out. But you have to always find a way to beat the teams that you think are less than you. And as you see in the standings, they're a lot less than them. They're third place right now, the Bulldogs, and all the way down in 7th are New Brunswick. So you have to beat up on them, and they're coming out to a nice start.
Exactly, and you have to take advantage of every single game. As you can see, it's tight. This race for first in the division, obviously Spotswood, what a phenomenal season for the Spotswood girls team. And the Spotswood boys
yeah,
team
it's been a good
also.
Program, yeah.
No, it's really
basketball both ways.
Exactly, and only team better than Spotswood in the boys division is Timothy Christian, who we had a Jake down about already. But Yeah, I mean, it's really tight, 10-3, 13-6.
Yeah.
A few more games played by the Bulldogs, but this in-conference game, you have to take care of business. You have to stand on business in these big games.
Right, especially when you get over here, right? The overall record doesn't matter in the standings, but it does when you get into this tiebreaker. So right here, you're seeing South River and Metuchen tied at 9-3 in the division, but it comes down to the overall record. So divisional games matter the most. They do matter the most, but any game, any sort of win, obviously helps to contribute to the standings as well.
Exactly. And, hopefully a win here, boosts them up. You never know what happens down the road.
Yeah.
You get into postseason scenarios, and this game becomes monumental for, determining seeding, determining who you play in the GMC tournament.
Yeah.
Every single game matters, and they're playing like it. It's great to watch.
They're showing it. It's really been awesome there. Being able to call the game, and obviously on their senior night, such an important night for them. It's been nice. So we'll see if they're able to keep their foot on the gas, and they probably should be here in the second half.
And how about the student section? Really vibrant tonight. A lot of people out supporting this Bulldogs team, supporting the seniors. And we saw that also on Friday. I'm sorry I couldn't join you on Friday for the boys.
Yeah.
But, what an electric crowd. Shout out Metuchen fans.
Yeah, I mean, we've mentioned it. It feels like time and time again. The amount of fans can really directly contribute to how much success you have that night, right? So we saw it, obviously, on, in games past. And we weren't able to cover this on the Bulldog Report, but I was there on Saturday when the boys played Kennedy, JFK, in JFK, and it was their senior day. It was senior night, but 1 o'clock game kept getting pushed around anyway. The fans were there, full student section, and Metuchen was rattled. They got out to a low start. They crushed them when they played here by 20, and again, the fans really helped in that one especially, but going on the road, it was different. It was a different experience. They got out to a slow start, and they ended up winning, but it came with a outscoring, they had to outscore the Mustangs by 12 in the second half in order to be able to get that job done.
Exactly, and it was a tight game, right?
It was.
The 3-point.
It was really fun. So there wasn't exactly a hero moment in the game, but it was just, back and forth at all times. And then there was a foul. I think it was Matt Smith who went up. I was filming right underneath the net, and I got to see Matt Smith get fouled. It was an and one. They were tied with a minute, maybe less, 40 seconds, I believe, on the clock, and he got the and one, made the shot, and Metuchen was out to a 3-point lead before we knew it. And 2 minutes before that, they were down by 5. So it was impressive.
That environment really matters, and so just really encourage you. Support these programs. They're excellent. Make sure to come out and watch, and it's great when we see a great turnout like tonight. Now back to tonight's game specifically. What do you think Metuchen's going to have to do in the second half to just keep going?
Listen, don't overthink it, right? Overthinking causes problems. You never want that, and problems obviously can get bigger as the game goes on. Especially when you're playing in a league like this, the GMCs. It's always competitive. I know the worst teams you might say, oh, well, they're not good. Well, they might be able to catch up to you if you're not playing your game. So really don't overthink it. Don't go in there and say, let's play another half like the last one. Let's just play our game. Let's do another half like we can. Don't play the game we just played. Play the game and make adjustments, and you'll be able to put the win in.
Exactly. And, the Bulldogs have been great all year finishing stuff out.
Yeah.
So they'll be great again here tonight. I'm sure of it. Coach Glutz doesn't mess around when it comes to that. Now, NFL football, huge weekend. NFC Championship, AFC Championship. Any comments?
Listen, I've got the Chiefs over the Niners. How about you? What's your pick?
I got Chiefs over the Niners as well. Even though I hate to say it, the Chiefs won, the Niners won, but it was a loss for America. I'm sorry to say it. Just nobody wanted to see it. I really wanted to see Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff Super Bowl, but
this weekend was great, right? I
was
loved watching it. It was great.
Unbelievable.
Lots of games. We don't have much time to talk about it, but it was really fun to watch. So we'll get you next time on the Jake Down.
Yes, and make sure to tune in. I'll give you a little third quarter recap. And maybe a little bit at the end, like.
All right, sounds good. I'll see you then. We'll be back on the stream in just a few moments as Metuchen leads at half.
Bulldogs up by 15. Thank you for joining us on the Jake Down from just moments ago. Metuchen, again, really out to a nice start here. We'll see what they're able to do in the second half. There's a foul, and sent to the line for 2 shots is Metuchen. That's Raven Perez getting her first moments, at least, that we've watched, at least that I've watched here on a varsity level, but 16 points this season for her.
Yeah, I called the game once when I think you were in here. That might have been the game where I called it alone. I forget, but she was on. She did make a very good impact. Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, so Raven Perez out there, the junior, missed the first free throw. She has 16 points this season, which is not bad at all for a junior that, again, doesn't get as much playing time, and she gets the second one. That's a lefty shot for Perez, and she splits the pair at the line. And consistency is key here for Metuchen. So kind of like what I was saying before to Jacob Krumholtz on the Jake Down, it's all about consistency and what you're able to do on the court with production-wise, and just keep it going here in the second half. Play your game, and you should be able to pull it out. As they lead by 16, there's a jump ball. They'll call a foul, actually, and that's going to be on New Brunswick. They're going back on the defensive end, down by 16.
And that's the ability of any player on this roster, like Lucy Pilata right there, just ripping it out of the other player's hand and then drawing the foul because of it.
Right, that is exactly right. Causing the foul, even if it's indirectly, causing the other player to become more aggressive in a situation like that can really help benefit your team. There was a travel by Sam Pfeiffer. I didn't really notice that was a travel, but they did call it on her. So 54, and the girls go packing on defense. Now they're up by 16, again 7-17. Luke, second half, Metuchen has to close this one out. Big game for them, and they're looking good so far.
They certainly are. I just keep the foot on the gas and just take it home. That's what the Bulldogs have to do here, and that's what they're looking to do. So,
yeah, absolutely right. So Luke, next year. And this will be when Jared and I are gone. I will be at Syracuse doing just this. That's the plan. And then Jared, you're a little unsure, right? But as of now, like looking at a couple of really good schools, just got into Rutgers the other day when we were on air for the girls' game, right? And a lot of other schools. But point is, Luke, you'll be taking over next year in a role, whatever you want it to be, if it's play-by-play, color. But, what are you telling right now? So say you're doing play-by-play. What stories are you talking about right now? What do you think is the most important thing to highlight for Metuchen right now in a game like this, up by 18?
I'd be highlighting just their ability to play fluidly as a team.
Yeah.
In this mid-season point, just to play strong, play as a unit, no matter who's out on the court, and find whoever is open and take and make these shots.
I agree. I think that's actually a good point. I was going to say that, just kind of like take those shots. I know that's not exactly the point you're making, but take your shots. Take those risks. Because in a game like this, you'd like to get those reps, Jared, and just kind of putting up a shot obviously helps. Even if it's not always the best, you're learning from it,
right.
Especially for the underclassmen. You want to get some experience for next year at what you're good, get comfortable in your shoes. So I think taking shots is very important.
Right, it is very important, and especially down the stretch like this where these games are going to start to become really important. They just actually went on a 3-game skid, Metuchen, but they're back on. They're on a 3-game win streak currently. On this game would be the 4th, and they have a generally weaker end of schedule. They play Wednesday at Somerset Tech, who we've talked about. New Brunswick beat them right now, and Metuchen's leading 25-7 against New Brunswick. And then something very rare, which we don't see, the boys and the girls don't even have a game away or home on Friday, so completely off on Friday.
Yeah, Fridays are the big days usually. It's a little odd, but listen, that just means there's more games at another time. So
right.
Next week might be a busy week. Last week was a busy week for us here at the Bulldog Report. A lot of home games to call.
Yeah, and so Somerset Tech, we have Brearley, Dunellen, and Manville. So 4 games left for your Metuchen Bulldogs here. 13-6, hopefully 14-6 here, and you could really finish this season out the same thing. Metuchen last year through 19 games played, which is exactly where Metuchen is. 13-6, and what are they right now? 13-6. They are the exact same thing as last year, and first in GMC Blue last year.
Yeah, it's really strong play by these Bulldogs, and also to shout out again with no games on Friday, that means more people are available to show up for this hockey senior night. Boys hockey, go come out,
puck.
support them.
A support the stick puck boys. That's what they call themselves. At least that's what Chris Cacavano does.
Captain Cacavano to you.
Captain Cacavano. Captain Shetty.
Oh, Captain, my Captain.
Captain Cruncher. There's the shot. So here's Ava. Actually, that was the captain. There's a shot at the free throw line that goes in for Zanecki. Anyone know how to get upstairs in the Woodbridge Club? We were talking about today, so because it seems like the coolest viewing experience ever. And Joe is explaining it to us today, and
This
I was not
was the
following.
lunch conversation.
So I
here.
just followed the door, get into the door that I was right about, by the way, and everyone was saying, no, that's not how you get upstairs. I was right. That's exactly how you get upstairs. And then I lost Joe because I was so happy about how I was right, and I don't know how you get up. But regardless, we're gonna try to watch from the balcony and root our boys on.
We'll try and get up there on Friday.
We will get up there on Friday.
Maybe get some media coverage on it too.
We are thinking about that. Definitely photos, so stay tuned for those. They'll be posted in the link tree. And here's a fast break for the Bulldogs, and no good. Powers might have been fouled. Yep, she was. And so, if you're in tune with our Media Club Instagram or the Bulldog Report Instagram, make sure you check in to the link tree and stay tuned for photos, not just with the hockey senior night, which is Friday, but right now we're taking photos. We have people everywhere. Even if the people are not seen on camera right now, they are taking photos all over the place, and we will have all those photos in the link tree and in our drive for them to be posted at some point soon. So Bulldogs up by 21. Make sure you are able to check out the link tree to see more as you see Powers hit the free throw.
As you say that, I think you can see one of our photographers out there right now. I'm just doing a little spying.
Who's that?
I think
Nabel?
you can see Annabelle Hirschenfang right there on the left side of your screen, taking some pictures.
Woohoo! Annabelle. That's, she's representing us well. Keep your eye out if you're a parent or a grandparent that's interested in seeing photos of your daughter or son if they play a different sport. Keep your eyes out because we do have photos and also videos, which we might have maybe Friday, and the documentary for the boys coming out not too soon. We've got some work to do on that, but again, the boys basketball season documentary coming out on the team inside the locker rooms called Beyond the Buzzer. It's been my project so far this winter. It's been very fun to work on. But the Bulldogs right now just trailing by 22. Up by 22. It would be a whole lot different if they were trailing by 22. But you can assume that head coach Kathy Glutz is very happy with what she's seen in this game. Chucking it up. That one, no good. Goes off the box. And now here comes Powers. Kicked over to Connors. And Connors now to her left with a crossover. Passes to Powers. Powers back to Barish. What a pass by Barish. And now Connors inside. She floats one up. Doesn't get it to go. Rimmed. And a shot that goes out of bounds. Or actually saved before that point. Powers from two. A long two. And
Bang.
She got it.
Nylon.
Nylon.
I saw the Clippers radio announcer say nylon, and that's his catchphrase. Every announcer has a catchphrase. I thought that was a pretty good one for a swish.
I mean, so what's my catchphrase?
I was just gonna ask that, Ike.
Yeah, I'm very interested to know because I don't think I have one.
I think you've yet to coin it. I think you might, with your experience, you might.
I need to get one.
You have the Gary Cohen, it's out of here. You have a lot.
A lot of them.
Mike Breen
Michael
Bang.
Mike Breen Bang. Michael King.
If you've been
Michael
listening,
King, that's a pitcher.
If
Michael K.
Yes.
has there
See
it
ya.
goes.
Yes.
See ya.
Yep.
Although his voice really bothers me.
oh, Ike, as a Yankees fan, I have to completely disagree with you there. I think
Oh,
Michael
man.
King's voice is beautiful.
He's also kind of an absolute idiot.
You know
Is
what?
it
You know
him
what?
or who's the radio announcer that does like, oh, it's gone, a Stantonian home run, and then
That's
it's
Mike.
like it's just a pop up. It's like a random catch. Like you're kind of an idiot. Your only job is to call the action, and you're screwing that up. I don't
Mets
know.
fan talking to
Mets-
Yankees
yeah,
I'm a
fans.
Mets
exactly.
fan. There's always competition in the booth because of our conflict of interest when it comes to baseball and any sport really.
What a steal!
Yeah, what a steal by Josie Gray. One Crumhold's brother takes the mic from the other. Tony hands it back to Luke, and Luke holds the mic. Actually, taken back by Jacob.
I just want to comment on your.
Jacob, there's a jumper, and it's good. Sorry to interrupt, but we got to call the points.
Oh, you got to call the points.
And that's Charlotte Murphy with her points, her 10th and 11th points of the season, and the freshman guard making a nice impact here tonight.
I just wanted to comment on your catchphrase bit. You know, tonight we've been referencing a lot of "As There's a Drive to Deep Left Field" by Castellanos. You know, such a great classic baseball
That's
call.
a good one.
I don't think that's a class. If you know, it's not for the right.
Not for the right reason. Not for the right reason. And you know,
I don't want to put myself in that position. Because I'm a man of honor.
We abhor that type of behavior, and you know we don't like to see that. But you know, funny quote. And we've been referencing it all night. So you know, for tonight's we'll do "As There's a Drive to Deep Left Field."
I think that, but just going into, because I'm going to be going into this business, whether you might dislike me or not, I'm looking to, further study sports broadcasting at Syracuse next year, as I said, and just, God, I've always thought, I need a catchphrase. I feel like any ideas? Let us know in the comment section. Luke Krumholtz, any ideas?
I'm not sure right now. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
That's okay. I put you under the spot. It's kind of not that important. I'm just very curious, as there's a timeout, so nothing else to talk about besides this 28-point lead. Anything else to say, anyone?
I will say that is the last time I let Tony take my mic.
That is some excellent analysis about the 28-point lead. Let's kick over to the replay of this play, which was a missed shot and a steal by Josie Gray. Look at that. This is not real time. You are not watching a live game.
All right, send it back.
Josie Gray with a quick steal, and we're sending it back to
and another
live
steal.
This
Josie
is live.
Gray,
as you say that.
Steal.
This is live. Barish kicks out to Rodriguez. Here's a jumper. Bang! Oh, Josie Gray's been really good this last couple minutes. She's been good all year, but that's a really, really nice chance there for Gray, and she nails it from deep. It's a 30-point game.
Speaking about "This is live," how about a nice little "This is live" as the catchphrase? Just shout that out.
Oh, that's a good one.
That is a good one.
Maybe I should refer to you a little more about this stuff. Do you have any other ideas?
I don't know. It comes to me once a day. People know that that the Jake Down came to me one night.
Yeah. If you're interested to know, sorry to interrupt, but this is important stuff. The Jake Down. Where did that come from? Well, obviously a pun with Jake for Jacob.
Yes.
Breakdown, film breakdown, and just halftime breakdown. That was Luke Krumholtz.
Yeah, these things come to me in dreams, in incredible visions, and I wake up in the morning in a cold sweat, and I'm just like, it has to be called the Jake Down.
Yeah, that's.
It's only one a day, though.
One a day.
Okay. So think about some more productive things.
Sleep on it. Tomorrow morning, yeah.
I agree. Here's Rodriguez. Oh, she was guarded. I wanted her to take that shot. We have not seen Rodriguez score yet on her senior night. She's had a couple chances, but all of them just came a little bit short. Really good chances for her, though. Here's a three-pointer. Oh, a chance for it. That's
Caitlin Connors there, yeah.
Connors. Pulled down, and Barish gives it up. So 26, 25, 24. Across the line come the Zebras.
Zebras. I haven't thought about it. Yeah, I haven't thought about the joke yet.
You might need to think about that joke, what the joke you were telling.
You know, here's a little rules breakdown joke, zebra joke.
Oh man.
Hold on. Give it to us at the end of the quarter.
Will do.
There's a foul defensively because we have some important action. There's a Rodriguez who fouled her first time. Good foul though. Good defense. Actually, her second foul. And 6 seconds to shoot for.
And 6 seconds until this amazing analysis, hopefully.
Hold your breaths. Inbound. Oh, swatted away. Or swatted into the hands.
Charlotte Murphy, one last chance.
Murphy. 3, 2. Didn't get the shot off, but a good steal there by the Bulldogs. And
yeah,
again,
you mistimed that.
Only allowed 2 points that quarter. So let's kick it over to Jacob Krumholtz for whatever he has to say.
All right, so here's a little zebra joke here. You know, obviously we're playing the New Brunswick Zebras. So you know what the oldest animal is in the world?
Zebra?
Yes, the zebra. You know why?
Why?
Because it's in black and white.
I don't... Oh, that's horrible. That's terrible.
Here's a classic one. You know it's black and white and red all over?
That's what it was. That's what it was. A zebra, a dying zebra. Or
No,
something.
a sunburned zebra.
Yeah, that's what Jared's joke was. That was his thing.
Well, the classic one is the black and white, red all
Red
over.
all over.
It's
Yeah.
a newspaper.
Right?
It's a
And
zebra, a sunburnt zebra. You know, I want to look that up. You know, it's the stats department. Can the stats department get on that?
Stats department, please get on that.
Can a zebra get sunburnt? And you know, we'll kick it over to the stats department. And I'll be the stats department, and we'll look that up in a second. I'll kick the mic back.
All right, so 8 minutes to go in this game. Luke, Metuchen you might start to see some of the bench players for Metuchen. Just give them again more experience. Maybe a lot more underclassmen than we've been seeing, but a lot this game regardless.
I would like to see if we still keep some more seniors in throughout the rest of this game, just because it is senior night, and to see if maybe we'll have a lineup of some seniors close out this game.
Good point. I didn't think about that. Underclassmen might be a move, but then maybe play the seniors, especially like Liana, who hasn't played as much this season compared to other players. We have our rules, our department of
Stats. Yep.
And you know, we just wanted to, we wanted to double check. You know, can a zebra get sunburnt? Is that like a good, is that a good joke to make? And you know, it turns out, zebras can't get sunburnt. So
They can't.
They live in
They can't.
Africa.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they've adapted over time. You know, you can talk to Miss Kato about that
You
one.
can't, they're adapted, yeah, because they live
Exactly.
in Africa.
Exactly. You know,
That
to
makes
talk to-
sense.
We can bring that up with Miss Kato tomorrow during
In the
AP
savannah?
Environmental Science. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, so unfortunately the joke is just a joke. There's no actual sunburnt zebras. So PETA, please don't come after us.
Can bulldogs get sunburned?
Oh, we'll send that back to the stats department.
Thank you, Tony.
Now I'm curious.
Free throw is no good. That's the first one on the chance from two.
I
Two-shot
just
for
have a feeling
Ferrer.
bulldogs can get sunburned. Sorry to cut you off there.
How their skin isn't showing.
Well, neither are zebras, but neither
Yeah,
are
exactly. And zebras can't get sunburned.
So
Name an animal. that
you're
gets
the top of your head can get sunburned through hair.
exactly.
I've
as-
never had that happen.
You're lucky.
You've had that happen?
I'm sure
might
Mr.
have.
Butler's had that happen.
Of course, yeah. Oh man. Here comes the inbound. We've got a basketball game to call, guys. No more zebra talk, unless you have a bulldog stat. Let's hear it one more time.
All right, back with a little bulldog stat, and this is what it says. Dog breeds are predisposed to sunburn, and this is according to the American Kennel Club. So, be careful with your bulldog out in the sunlight, and don't let them get too hot, like this Bulldogs team. Go Dogs!
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cornball.
Tony always has excellent analysis, I must say.
It is a good thing, however, that we are playing indoors. No sunburn for this team.
Correct. Yes. Although we didn't turn the lights off today. That would have really
Yeah.
protected us from sunburn.
That's
Yeah, the
true.
lights. That's if you're new, by the way, that's a thing that we've added this year for boys and girls. On a serious note, it's awesome. We have a pregame sort of montage on the screen for the boys, and then for the girls actually as well, at like introducing the players, and then also a spotlight in the gym at the logo. It's like a really cool scene. Lights come off. You've probably seen it in our huddle camera footage if you watch the girls. We don't get to announce it, and there's no audio in the huddle camera that we've been able to show, but it's also a great experience to kind of be at in person. So definitely try to run to a game if you can at some point this season to kind of check that out, because the scene in the gym is so cool with the lights off and the spotlight and now the names being announced and the music, everything. It all comes together. So
It is a very cool thing that we were able to make happen. If you're wondering why we couldn't do it tonight, is because all the senior posters were covering the light switches that we were trying to turn off. So
interesting.
I conferred with the coaches and the officials, and they said it's fine, just leave the lights on for today.
Got it. I didn't even think about that part actually, but it goes out of bounds. I think last touched off of a zebra. Zebra versus Bulldogs. Who would win in that fight?
Well, I think you would need more bulldogs versus one zebra.
Multiple Bulldogs beat multiple zebras, but I think one zebra might beat one Bulldog. I don't know. We'll have to find the ChatGPT answer for that, actually. Pallotta goes inside to Polakowski. Polakowski to Murphy, back to Pallotta. Now, Rodriguez! No good. Off the ankle of Pfeiffer when she tried to rebound. Rodriguez shoot it again. We need the senior night points. Polakowski, look at that. Senior, senior, senior. Bang!
Bang!
There's a pass from Rodriguez. And then a pass to Polakowski. And then a pass to Rodriguez. And Rodriguez with a pass to the net. It's 41-7.
And if you're looking on as a senior fan, senior parent, that is exactly what you want to see. Senior, senior, senior. All three of your seniors combining on that three-point shot by Pfeiffer.
Senior night, too. Timeout. Coach Glutz. They'll talk things over.
We don't have any stats to reference in this timeout right now, unfortunately. Our stats guy, I don't know what he's doing right now.
Stats guy is out at the moment, but
I'm right here.
oh, hey, stats guy. I thought you were out. Didn't see you. We'll step aside for now. Bulldogs lead by 34 with 5:41 to. Oh, maybe not. The timeout was not a full timeout. I thought it was a half timeout. So we will not step aside for now. We'll step aside at some point soon. But the Bulldogs again up by 34, 5:41. Have to keep it going.
And luckily, this one's been a very fun one to call. If you're a Metuchen fan, especially on this senior night, of course, family and friends always coming, this is exactly the result you want to see, right? 7 points allowed, which, by the way, I think we went into the locker room for halftime at 7 points for New Brunswick. I don't think they've allowed a single point in the second half.
They have not. Let's see if that's
a great stat.
that is a great
Can we have a
stat.
second half shutout on senior night? That would be.
Over under 54.5 Bulldogs points.
We're back with these lines.
That's a perfect line.
I'm gonna go under.
Under.
Under 54.5.
Over
I
under.
think
Oh
you're-
no, here's a good one. Over under 6.5 points by seniors
Remaining.
remaining.
This is not gambling advice, and this is also not gambling.
I'm gonna go under as well.
Under.
I'm taking over 54.5, and
You're crazy.
under 6.5 senior points. I think a lot of it's Zanecki, who just got fouled, and she'll get a shot at the line.
Reason being, up 34. I'm thinking I'm gonna see Coach Glutz work in a lot of her subs, and that will explain the under for the seniors. But it will also, I believe, change the sort of the play of this game, and they're gonna slow down here.
We see the "We Want Raven" comment that was left in the chat. We appreciate that.
Mr. Connors as well.
We agree with that. Actually, I've really liked. I just have seen her tonight. This has been the only game that I've been able to kind of watch her play in, but really good effort from her tonight, along with the rest of the girls. Here's Zanecki, a center guarded on the outside. She goes into Connors. There's a shot from deep, and it's good. It's a two-pointer, but Josie Gray has been almost automatic tonight, and she makes it 43-7. The over's looking pretty good right now. The over.
To the Overs Club.
Burdette traveled. That's her second travel of the day. 3 travels, actually 4 travels for New Brunswick this game. That has been an issue, Luke. You were right before when you said that. A couple travels for them. There's a chance on a layup. No good. That was Gray that came into the paint, and the ball goes out on Metuchen. Shot goes off the rim and straight back down. On that chance by the Zebras. They definitely should have stripes on their jerseys.
That would be pretty cool. Even we have at least boys basketball has some stripes on the sides of their jerseys. I don't know. They got new jerseys
Those aren't
this year.
zebra stripes, though.
They're not, but they're at least stripes. I think the Zebras can incorporate some sort of that. I think if you're the graphic designer, what are you making their jerseys here?
I'm doing stripes down the side, but very faint, like gray, like light gray stripes that you barely can see. I think that would be really nice.
What kind of stripes?
Zebra stripes.
I'm wondering if you can't go too strong with the stripes because of the refs.
Oh yeah, there's new rules in NJSIAA,
Right.
the New Jersey Interscholastic Sports.
That's a good point
Yeah.
there by Luke Krumholtz.
They did something with the jerseys, I remember, because the boys wanted to go with black jersey alternates this year. I remember it got knocked down by some sort of regulation. Same with soccer. We couldn't wear black warm-ups as well. Something with,
We
like, the
couldn't?
jersey
Is that
colors.
right?
Yeah.
The No Fun League.
Wow, good effort there by the defense to swat the ball away, but again, it's going to stay with blue. And they wanted Raven. You can applaud. Raven is into the game.
Mr. Connors, you got your wish, and your daughter has played phenomenal as well tonight.
Inbounding. Bulldogs with it in the far corner. Now driving in. Here's Perez. Perez lost the ball. And scooped up. Now here comes Johnson looking for the first points of the second half for the squad. And the Zebras score and are fouled. So a 3-point play chance for now Johnson.
Do we count that as a bit of a commentator's curse?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you do. But that stuff's bound to happen. Like, no one ever holds two
It was
quarters of
so
no points.
improbable that I just figured I would say it. So, unfortunate, but
Bricked the shot.
regardless, 2 points in an entire half you're letting up. If, of course, it stays. That's some phenomenal stuff, especially on your senior night.
Ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by a visitor. Now inbounded by Metuchen. It's taken by Murphy. Now in the corner, far away. Short. Perez gets the rebound, puts it back up. Gets swatted around. Little circus action on the play. Here's for three. Actually, that's two because one of the feet was in front of the line. It's a two-point
Charlotte Murphy.
shot, and Murphy gets the points.
This is live, folks.
This is live.
Yeah, how would you use that? That's the problem.
Like that.
Just go, this is live, folks. Give it a nice...
Anytime we're live.
Sam Pfeiffer from Free. This is live, folks. You saw it here.
Maybe. That would be pretty interesting.
And there's the nuke going off on the Edgar, on the Metuchen High School
Oh, man.
LED board. Shout out Media Club.
Yeah, great graphic design on the scorer's table, at least. We were talking about the
Perez
explosion.
takes the ball away and takes a shot again and is unable to get it. It's interesting. She's a lefty. Well, only a lefty, I think, on the team. And there's a chance, goes up and fouled. That's on Metuchen, their second foul in the last couple minutes. All against Johnson, who I know this offense hasn't done really anything against Metuchen. They've only scored 9 points, but it's notable that Johnson's probably been their best offensive piece tonight, if there has been one, and she misses the first shot. It bricked away.
Who will we doing? No, this will be it. Nobody, but I'm saying this will be the trophy. No. Yes.
Who's the player of the game?
Josie Gray. Oh, maybe a senior. The seniors.
Sam.
Seniors.
And now with the ball, the Bulldogs lost it. Down goes Powers. And it's going to be rolled out of bounds. So direction hour pointed in favor of the Zebras. The over-under not looking too strong for people that took the over like me. It's 45-10. Bulldogs in the lead. So at the line now for two shots. And the first one, oh, it gets in. That's a nice chance. And they get to 11 points.
A lot of fouls in this half.
A lot
I'm
of fouls all
kind of
game.
just looking now, yeah.
Second shot, rebounded by Metuchen's Ava Barish. And here come the Dogs.
I don't know if we missed it, but I guess that was all the seniors checking out there for their final time on their senior night. They all played fantastic tonight, if I can just mention all of them. Liana Rodriguez, Sam Pfeiffer, Ella Polakowski all played
What
fantastic.
I want to say? Powers has looked really, really good.
Yeah. Charlotte Murphy's looked very good, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of underclassmen actually dominating the game in this one. 47-11. They extend their lead to now 36.
Both of those names freshmen as well, if I can mention that, too. So not even underclassmen, because you also have people like Grace Van Leeuwen on the ball right now.
Van Leeuwen on a steal. Grace was fouled. And she'll get shots at the line. Thought Grace Van Leeuwen would have herself some points. But she didn't get it there. And Grace will get 2 shots.
You're going to talk about this, by the way. It's a Jake down.
The first shot was no good. First shot, no good. Second shot, ooh, no good. Both of them don't fall in favor of Grace Van Leeuwen. Both were close, though. But Metuchen gets the ball, so maybe a hidden opportunity here. All right, first hidden. Now a chance for Murphy, who kicks it back to Van Leeuwen. Van Leeuwen floats one for Powers. Powers bouncer, and it gets taken away. And now with it is Spotswood. Spotswood, New Brunswick. And still on offense, the Zebras. 43 seconds, overshot it. They're going to hold on to this ball with 39. Take it away. Powers, who's been excellent all day, comes on a fast break. Oh, tried to swat it away. You are not LeBron James. Ava Barish with the points.
And I saw Sammy Powers doing this in the JV game that they even played before this. She played in both games, and she was doing stuff like this. She had breakaways as well, steals, turning them into points in 2 games today. Not even 1.
That's impressive stuff. Exhausting to play 2 games in a row and do it at such a high level in both. So, good stuff for her. And the girls tonight as they pick up a win. 49-11, our final score. Awesome win here. Awesome game to call here from the booth in the Brainy Borough as the Metuchen Bulldogs win this one by a big, big margin. Final score 49-11. 38 points separate them tonight, Luke. What a win.
It certainly was just amazing play by the Bulldogs. Great on defense, great on offense. Just take advantage of every opportunity they had, and that's what led to a win like this.
Yeah, it was never really in doubt at all, Jared. The whole game, they came out to a hot start, and they got the job done. They didn't really need to do much more after they got into that hot start, so good stuff from the Bulldogs.
Right, they went out to a great lead from the start, and they really never looked back. Their defense looked phenomenal. They were great in transition, had a bunch of steals today, and of course, like I've been saying all year, they've been rebounding on offense, giving themselves 2-3 chances every single time they're on offense and capitalizing. Great job by all of them.
Great job by all of them, and a great job, again, by the Bulldogs and the seniors to be able to win this game. Player of the game, the seniors.
All of them.
All of them.
What a great game, actually, by all of them. What a great way to, cap off. What an excellent job. What an excellent season for them. It's really impressive what these seniors have brought to the board and what to this program. And, they will be missed next year. They've been such an instrumental part of this great, historic Metuchen girls basketball program.
So a great program, great team that we're witnessing this year. Bulldogs win this one. Final score 49-11, and they take a big win. Bulldog Report crew, check it out. Ike Bush, Jared Popek, Richard Ho, Sydney Kordeski, Jacob Lieber, Jacob Krumholtz, Luke Krumholtz, and Abner Chaplin make up the crew here in the booth today. All of us here. It was a great win, and we all got to help contribute to that. So thank the team, and what a big win it was for the Bulldogs. So we're going to send it back to the gym. Just check out one more time. Congratulations as you see those balloons all over the walls and all the posters. Metuchen gets the win tonight, 49-11 on senior night. We will see you the next girls' home game, which is the 20th.
It's really late. It's February 15th, I think. They're back at home.
February 15th. So we will see you then to call the action that night. But for now, signing off for Jared Popek, Luke Krumholtz, and Jacob Krumholtz, I'm Mike Bush, and this was the Bulldog Report. We'll see you next time.